Draymond Green recently explained to the media what the new media is, and apparently, as his Draymond Green show continued to flourish throughout the postseason, guys like him, CJ McCollum, and JJ Redick are not going anywhere, according to Draymond. In his post-game presser, he said this. He said, the new media is we stand on what your word is. We don't apologize for our word. We don't flip. We stand on your word, good, bad, or indifferent. We stand on that. We're not trying to create controversy. I'm not trying to align myself with a guy, too, so I can fill some TV slots on the daily and create controversy. Basketball is a beautiful game. If you know the game of basketball, basketball will give you enough to talk about. Problem is all these guys talking about basketball, they don't know basketball. And so what do? You chase controversy. The new media, we don't do that. That's why you see JJ Redick flourish. That's why you see CJ McCollum flourish. That's why you see me flourishing, because we don't do that. We simply talk the game that we know and embrace it. Teach. That's what these spots are about. We give flowers when flowers are due. We don't have to try to build a guy up for a week to tear him down next week. So I have something to talk about. That's the new media. Respect, integrity. You got fools like Kendrick Perkins dressing like a clown, coming up here in a jail suit, and then you leave the game early tonight. Stand on your word, brother. You got to stand on that, because one thing for certain, I'm going to stand on mine. That's from the desk of Draymond Green, who is a part of the new media. Let me say this really quickly. Draymond Green's Draymond Green show was fantastic to watch during the NBA postseason. And look, he already won a championship while shooting a podcast after every win and loss in the postseason. That Draymond Green show ain't going nowhere going forward. It's only getting started. I can tell you that for sure. I don't know if he's going to do it every game next year, but I would imagine a bunch of the games next season, you're going to get a pod right after. That boy pod. I will say this to Draymond, though. I think you're good at your job. I think JJ Redick's okay. I think JJ Redick's better on his podcast. When he goes to ESPN, he kind of caters to the players. He ain't really saying nothing on TV. Like his podcast, I felt like I was learning more about the game of basketball from JJ Redick. On ESPN's First Take and when he does the car wash, I don't really get nothing from him. He's not really saying much of anything at all. Just more or less going against Stephen A., who usually is against the players. Actually think it makes for bad television to hear a player, no matter what the player does, he's going to ride with the player. I think it's kind of bad television, to be real with you. And CJ McCollum's bad, and he's not good at his job. Not yet, at least. Shout out to him working with ESPN. I'm sure he'll get better in the future. Right now, though, he's bad. And bad for television, to be real with you guys. A lot of these NBA guys get on TV and don't say anything. What Draymond, I will say this to push back with him a little bit, what Draymond has to understand is that the E in ESPN stands for entertainment. And you look at some of these networks like FS1, they're here to entertain you. If you start to look at some of these guys on TV like Skip Bayless or Shannon Sharpe or Stephen A. Smith as reporters, you're going to be let down every time. I don't think it's fair to just bunch the media in one big group. Kendrick Perkins is not a reporter. He's just a TV personality. Today, Stephen A. Smith is not a reporter. He's just a TV personality. I don't feel like it's fair to incorporate all media into one box. Skip Bayless, what he's done for good or for bad, I feel like Draymond's probably talking directly to him with a lot of what he's saying. But, Skip Bayless is just one person. Again, a TV personality, not a reporter today at least. Shannon Sharpe, not a reporter, a TV personality. Like, it ain't fair to bunch those guys in with guys like Woj. And, you continuously call out reporters game after game and say that they don't know the game of basketball, when I know a lot of reporters, and I know hardworking reporters that never get their just due, but they're on the road away from their families every night. And then look, granted, they get to do something that's a beautiful thing to do for a living, which is cover sports. Especially specifically the sports reporters out there. They wouldn't change it for nothing in the world. But the crap on them like they don't know the game of basketball, sometimes it makes me sick from both sides of the spectrum. Sometimes I hate when I hear reporters or TV personalities act like playing professional sports is just the easiest thing in the world to do, right? Like, I hate when these TV personalities don't give these athletes the just due, just on pure athletic ability, what it takes to go out and play a sport at a professional level. More times than not, you can do it, I can do it. Like, if Shannon Sharpe's going to call out athletes, that's one thing. He's a Hall of Fame tight end. For me or any other media personality to do it, I feel like we need to proceed with caution, and at the end of the day, give respect to what these gentlemen and gentlewomen are doing for a living. When we talk about the other side of it, though, I don't like when athletes try to make it seem like basketball is rocket science either. Like Draymond's like, you don't know basketball. You don't know. I mean, come on, Draymond. It's not that much to the game of basketball. Yes, spacing matters. Yes, X's and O's matter. Plays matter. Yes, I've been around D1 athletes. I played against D1 athletes. I'm no good. Let me be clear about that. I'm just saying I've played against them, and they know a lot. They could teach you a thing about basketball. I've seen some of the greatest minds play this game. I've seen them live. I get it. Respect to them. But damn, Draymond, it ain't rocket science. I feel like both can kind of meet in the middle. I feel like TV personalities could be more respectful of athletes' gifts and how much work and how tiresome it can be to be a professional athlete in the fourth quarter of a big-time game. I also feel like athletes are trying to sell you on playing basketball. It's rocket science. It's not. Spacing matters. All that stuff matters. I feel like you could have a little more respect for the actual reporters of these sports. If we could just meet in the middle somewhere, I feel like there could be a happy medium of respect for both sides, because both sides do matter. Reporters, TV personalities, media, I guess old media, they are nothing without athletes, period. It doesn't matter. They are nothing without athletes. Whether athletes know the other side of this or not, you are nothing without media. Meaning, and I broke this down before, I'll break it down to you guys quickly. You know, ESPN is a network. They're not just a show sports at 7 p.m. to midnight thing. Like, they're a network, meaning they have to run content when the NBA's in the offseason. They got to sell ads still. Like right now, there's really nothing going on but baseball in the middle of the summer. Like, they got to sell ads Monday morning, Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning. It's a two-way street. Some of ESPN's success over the years doesn't come from just Draymond Green and the Golden State Warriors gifts at 7 p.m., at 9 p.m., Wednesdays and Fridays, and on Saturdays and Sundays throughout the season. Some of that comes from Stephen A. Smith on First Take, those ads, which helps that revenue, which allows for ESPN to offer bigger TV deals to the NBA, which is where your money comes in, Draymond Green. The more money ESPN pays to the NBA and those TV deals, the more money you put in your pocket. It's a two-way street. Whether athletes know it or not, y'all need media too, because ESPN hires reporters. They're not hiring these reporters for their own health. They're hiring them to cover the game and get people to go to their websites, get people to watch them, the personalities, their favorite talents on their television. It's all an ad game. It's a two-way street. Again, nothing is more important than the athletes that play this game. I want to be clear about that. But reporters, media, these entertainment sites and everything that cover the game of basketball, sometimes creatively, sometimes goes OD, overboard, they're needed as well. Anytime the game of basketball or whatever sport is being talked about in positive settings or whatever setting, it's promotion for the game of basketball.